juvie for raping children.
We're recording, by the way.
Good, they can listen.
No.
That means...
No, we have a goal, my sister.
Wait.
Don't say my name.
Wait.
Hold up.
Okay, let's say a kid kills
Sister.
4 people, which means they're a serial killer.
Sister, we have a goal here.
1 second. Kills...
Sister.
But they just go to
Please,
juvie, right?
no.
For like a long time. But no. Adults. If an adult kills 4 people, no, they gotta go to prison for life.
It's 1 in the morning.
Have... What?
It's 1 in the morning. We're supposed to be doing dumb shit.
Actually?
Hey.
What time is it?
I look at my clock. It's
Actually,
like it's 1:11 in the morning.
Only.
All right. So she.
Enough about rape.
So I did a funny voice while I was showing her me playing a little thingy, and she said that she wanted to hear me do audible things like, oh, say a scary story. Instead of a scary story, we're doing a stupid story. All right. No, I'm gonna be the one reading.
But I want to read a little bit. Anyway. Okay.
We can both do a reading. How's that?
Okay.
All right. I'll go first.
You got this, Chronic.
For you, gaming is about to Skype. When you push the button on the console, switch the PC on. You're switching the real world off and are Skyping to somewhere else for a while. Recently, the bright primary colors and flat backgrounds of retro games have been your escape. Sure, the graphics are virtually primitive, and the pink music can be infuriating. But there's something about the simplicity, the fullness of the characters, and the amazing gameplay of those games that really appeals. Until, that is, one of those games full of bright sunshine days suddenly turns dark.
Wait, for real, you sound like those nature documentary people who say, like, the lion goes back into its den as the king of the jungle.
As a teddy bear approaches from the shadows with the rusted machete. I remember watching that in a short. Anyways. Until one of your favorite characters fills the screen, but instead of offering his usual wide smile and mischievous eyes, he instead offers you emptiness, terror, and the dark, hollow void of empty eye sockets that leak some awful fluid. The music fades. The eyeless face glares at, and you realize far too late. You're in his world now. Click download, choose your PDF, get your manual, open. Table of contents, overview, Sonic.exe, creepypasta story, appearance and origins, development, and influences. Oh wait, that was just the summary. Oh, that wasn't the actual story. Wait, this is an overview. There we go.
Bruh.
There we go. Hey, do you want to read the summary too?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
What voice?
Whatever you feel like. I'll move the mic and headphone over to you.
Oh! Hi guys, it's Ani. I'm gonna do one now.
Online?
Ani. O-N-I.
Okay. Oh, it's Oni.
Okay, whatever.
Whatever you...
What are you doing, bro? Oh, then I guess it's A-U-N-I. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay.
There.
For you, gaming is about escape. When you push the button on the console, switch the PC on, you are switching the real world off and escaping to somewhere else for a while. Recently, the bright primary colors and flat backgrounds of retro games have been your escape. Sure, the graphics are virtually primitive, and the plinky plonk music can be infuriating, but there's something about the simplicity, the fullness of the characters, and the amazing gameplay of those games that really appeals. Until that is, one of those games full of bright sunshine days suddenly turns dark. Until one of your favorite characters fill the screens, but instead of offering his usual wide smile and mischievous eyes, he instead offers you emptiness, terror, and a dark, hollow void of empty sockets that leak some awful fluid. The music fades. The eyeless face glares out at you and realize far too late. You're in his world now. Here you go.
Oh, I should have said my world now to make it sound neat.
Wait, hold on. Wait, let's do it again.
Alright, you do the thing.
Okay. Whatever. Until one of your favorite characters fills the screen, but instead of offering his usual wide smile and mischievous eyes, he instead offers you emptiness, terror, and the dark, hollow void of empty sockets that leak some awful fluid. The music fades. The eyeless face glares at you and realizes far too late. You're in his world now.
Yeah, this all makes the story sound way cooler than it actually is. It makes it sound competent, but no.
We have a freaking Australian document.
It makes it sound competent, but it's not at all.
We have an Australian documenter. That's a bad word. A dommy.
That's a worst word. That's the worst term for it.
A British dommy.
This is my flawless sister. We are both flawless in the mind. It's 1:18 on Christmas Day. I'm gonna upload this and make the thumbnail after we finish the recording, and you can watch me do it.
Let's go. Wait,
Alright.
You continue.
Alright. Could you get me a water bottle if that's alright? Alright. I'm gonna do the thing. I'm a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan, much like everyone else. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics. I don't think I've ever played glitchy or hacked games before, though I don't think I want to play any after the experience I had. It started on a nice summer afternoon. I was playing Sonic Unleashed. I liked how you get to explore the towns in it, until I noticed, out of my peripheral vision, that the mailman had arrived, and I put something in my mailbox as usual and left. I paused my game to see what I got in the mail. The only thing in the mailbox was a CD case for computers and a note. I took it inside. No, this is my rating. Fuck off. Bloody hell. I looked at the note first and realised it was from my dear friend Kyle. Let's just call him that. Whom I hadn't heard from in 2 weeks. I know that because I recognised his handwriting. Though what was weird is how it looked. It looked badly written and scratchy, and somewhat difficult to read, as if Kyle was having a hard time writing it down and did it in a hurry.
Same, bestie.
This is what he wrote. Yeah, you can do this.
Tommy, I can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late. And I was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't do it. He's after me. And if you don't destroy the CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me. Wait. He's too fast for me.
Oh my fuck. Ah. What? What was that so loud?
It's because I made it.
Oh. Anyways. Oh wait, there's more. There's more. Oh no.
Please, Tommy, destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. Destroy the disc and you'll destroy him. But do it quick, otherwise he'll catch you. Don't even play the game. It's what he wants. Just destroy it, please. Dobby, give me this one. Dobby is free. This is sounds. Dobby, Dobby is free. Stop. This is sound I was doing.
All right. Oh wait. Oh wait.
More?
This is a signature.
Dobby.
Coil.
Coil.
Well, that was certainly weird. Even though Kyle is my best, even though Dobby is my best friend, and I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. Oh wait, I forgot to do the accent. I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. I didn't do what he asked me. I didn't think that just a simple gaming disc would do anything bad to him. After all,
Sorry, like handwriting? What the fuck?
it's just a game, right? Boy, was I bloody wrong about that.
Do people like actually memorize people's signatures? Like
They recognize,
like, I mean, like,
they memorize their own.
like no, I don't have a certain like handwriting. I change it every single day because I don't have one.
But you can recognize your own when you see it.
Yeah, we're just kind of creepy. But other people.
It's recognizing handwriting, not necessarily knowing how you write, but
like other
knowing that you wrote it. I guess, I don't know. Knowing that, feeling that they wrote this, not feel.
Like sentence structure and like.
Yeah,
How they wrote
like
it.
how they actually wrote.
Oh yeah.
Though
That makes sense.
how it looks, I guess font-wise
I mean,
also
that
plays
can-
into it, I think.
Yeah.
Anyways. Anyway, I looked at the disc,
Okay.
and it looks like any ordinary computer CDR disc, except it had black marker on it written Sonic.exe. Wait, I have to do a better voice for him. Sonic.exe.
You just sound like you're dying.
And it was much unlike Coyle's handwriting, meaning that he must have gotten it from someone else, like a pawn shop or eBay.
Just break it in half.
When I saw Sonic on the writing of the CD, I was actually excited and wanted to play it, since I'm a big Sonic fan.
You legit sound Australian. That's like a off-brand Australian accent, man.
Potato. I went up to my room and turned on my computer and put the disc in and installed the game and forgot all the commas. When the title screen popped up, I noticed that it was the first Sonic game. I was
Sorry, go ahead.
I was like, awesome, because because like I said earlier, I like the classics. I'm ignoring all the grammar mistakes and just fixing the grammar as I go along. The first thing I noticed that was out of place was when I pressed start. There is... wait. Was a split sec. There was a split second where when I saw the title image turn into something much different. Something that I now consider horrifying, before cutting to black. Yes, I remember this singular frame that was on for a split second.
Oh, read it like it's like.
I remember what the image looked like in that split second before the game cut to black. I was basically saying what it wrote.
But like, if there's a comma, stop. If there's not, just keep going.
Yeah. I remember what the image looked like in that. Oh, you want me to reread the other one?
Yeah.
I went up to my room and turned on my computer and put the disk in and installed the game. When the title I'm just gonna go back to where we were originally. I remember what the image looked like in that split second before the game cut to black. The sky had darkened.
How do you remember all this?
The title emblem was rusted and ruined. The Sega 1991 was now instead Sega 666. Yes, I am Sonic.exe and I am evil.
So you can't do that.
And the water had turned red, like blood, except it looked hyper realistic.
It's so
But the freakiest thing that was in that split second frame was Sonic. His eyes were pitch black and bleeding, with two glowing red dots staring right at me. And his smile had stretched wider up to the edge of his face. I was rather disturbed about that image when I saw it. When I saw it, then I figured that it was just a glitch and forgot about it.
You're so. I just saw like something that might have traumatized me. I'm just gonna forget about it.
You obviously didn't forget about it because you remembered the specific details from a split-second frame.
Like a split second, and you just like told us. You're just gonna forget about it. Damn, you remembered me though. You say something and you can like tell every single detail, like.
From a split-second frame.
Right, and I've seen that, right? I would be able to tell you what eyes to.
Some flash on my screen. Meh.
Sorry. Yeah.
Anyways. Anyway. After it cut to black, it stayed like that for about 10 seconds or so. And then another weird thing happened. The save file select from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 popped up. And I was like, WTF? What's this? What's all this doing about in the first Sonic game? Anyway, then I noticed something off. Something a bit off its rocker. The background was the dark, cloudy sky of the Bad Stardust Speedway level from Sonic CD. And there were only 3 save files. The music was that creepy Caverns of Winter music from Earthbound. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Only it was extended and seemed to have been in reverse. And the image for the save file where you see a preview of the level you on. Actually, no, that's actually proper grammar. Of the level you're on, is just red static for all 3 files.
Like the whole entire thing, they haven't said your when they were supposed to, but now they're gonna be like, I should say your because I'm special. And you also just like, burst out into the mic like 5 minutes, like a minute ago. You're just like, here. Okay.
What freaked me out more was the character select. It showed only Tails, Knuckles, and to my surprise, Dr. Ivy Robotnik. Now, I was sure that something was up. I mean, how could he play as Robotnik in a classic Sonic game, for crying out loud? That's when I realized this wasn't a glitchy game. It was a hacked game. Oh, no shit, Sherlock. No shit, Sherlock.
Didn't the note literally tell you to destroy him, but not? He's just here playing.
Get closer to the thing so they can hear you better.
Didn't the note literally say destroy him? He'll come after you, but
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna play it
Yeah.
and like watch this curse bleeding out fucking
Yeah.
Sonic. What? Who? I would immediately run away, break it, and throw it out my fucking window. as a
Well,
freaking
he
missile.
really likes Sonic the game.
Well, it said something. Somebody would stalk me if I drew a picture, but I'm just gonna draw pictures because I like them.
Anyways, let's get back to this.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely looks like it was really creepy. But as a smart gamer, I wasn't scared, or at least I tried not to be. I told myself that it was just a hacked game, and there's nothing wrong with that. Anyways, shaking off the creeped out feeling, I picked file 1 and chose tiles. And when I selected and got started, the, the game froze for about 5 seconds, and I heard a creepy pixelated laugh that sounded an awful lot like that Kafka guy from Final Fantasy before cutting to black.
Do you know the story, The Tale of Amontillado?
What?
Okay, well, it's by Alan. I don't know. Wait, yeah.
Alan, what's his fuck?
Yeah. The movie version is there's this old dude in a cave speaking about something he did like 5 centuries ago about murdering someone. I'm just imagining the main person stop talking about this like 90 years down the fucking line, talking in a cave to his demise, talking about like this whole. Sorry, continue.
The screen stayed black for about 10 seconds or more. Then it showed the typical level title thing, except the simplistic shapes were different shades of red, and the title showed up only Hill, Act 1. The screen faded in, and the level title vanished, revealing Tails in the Green Hill Zone from our Sonic 1. The music was different though.
Edgar Allan Poe.
What? Oh.
Sorry.
It sounded like a peaceful melody in reverse. Anyways, anyway, I started playing and had Tails start running like you would in any of the classic Sonic games. What was odd was that as Tails was running along the level, there was nothing but flat ground and a few trees for 5 minutes. Because I counted for 5 minutes straight. That was when the peaceful music started to lower down into sleep deep tones, very slowly as I kept going.
That's so
And I
creepy.
dumbass and forgot that, oh yeah, there's a timer. Ugh,
Timer.
in the games.
Oh.
Oh, I suddenly saw something, and I stopped to see what it was. It was one of the small animals lying around dead on the ground bleeding. That was when the music started to slow down. No shit, Sherlock, that's a good reminder. Tails had a shocked and saddened look on his face that I never saw him have before. So I had him move along,
Is that normal?
and he kept that worried look on his face. As he kept moving, I saw more dead animals, as Tails moved past them, looking more and more worried as the music lowers, and he moves past more dead animals. I was shocked to see how they all died. They looked like someone killed them in rather gruesome ways. A squirrel was hanged on a tree with what appeared to be his entrails hanging out. A bunny had all 4 of his limbs torn off, and a duck had his eyes gouged out and his throat slit.
It just seems to be.
I felt sick to my stomach when I saw this massacre, and apparently so did Tails. After a few more seconds, there were no more animals, and the music seemed to have stopped. I still kept Tails to continue. After a few minutes, after a minute passed after the music stopped, Tails was running up a hill, and then he stopped. It wasn't until I saw why. Sonic was there, on the other side of the screen, with his back against Tails, and with his back against Tails, with his eyes closed. Ow, fuck! Tails looked happy to see Sonic. But then his smile faltered, obviously noticing that Sonic wasn't responding to him, not acting as if he was totally oblivious of Tails' presence. Tails walked slowly towards Sonic, and I noticed that I wasn't even moving my keyboard to make him move. So this had to have been a cutscene.
I've never even read this before. I didn't
And
know anything about it. So
I
this is
haven't
such a
read
good
it
experience.
either, but I know what happens, and it's fucking stupid. I know it's a bad story
What a beautiful
in terms of
moment
being
for
an
us.
idiot. It's it's past 1 in the morning on Chris.
1:26. Wait, or
That's 30.
Oh my
That's 1:36. It's 1:36 on Christmas Day, and we're reading Sonic.exe, the original story, instead of sleeping.
Or something, I don't know.
Hey, why is that knife there?
I do not want to know.
Oh no, it's
Dude, we should
it's Chronic.exe.
start doing. Oh my god. We should start doing podcasts where we like read stupid stories with like funny voices in the most like opposite of the story way. You know, like if it's a dying story. Go ahead. Anyways, suppose you want that.
Suddenly, I began to have a growing feel of dread as Tails walked toward to Sonic to get his attention. I felt that Tails was in danger, and something bad was going to happen, but he's a dumbass. I heard faint static growing louder as Tails was but inches away from Sonic, and stopped and stuck his hand out to touch him. That
Well, I'll get back to my ringing story. Go ahead.
that foreboding feeling in my gut was growing stronger, and I felt the urge to tell Tails to get away from Sonic as the static grew louder. Suddenly, in a split second, I saw Sonic's eyes open, and they were black with those red glowing dots, just like that title
I
image.
thought we forgot about that.
I thought there wasn't though.
Thought there wasn't a smile.
I thought there wasn't a smile. When that happened, the screen turned black, and the static sound was. I think that's supposed to be though.
Yeah, it is. But people are stupid.
Oh, you counted!
What
It
the
stayed black for about 7 seconds, and then white text appeared forming a message saying, "Hello, do you want to play?" Wait, fuck. Hello? Oh, what the fuck, we're doing? Okay. Hello. Hold up. Hello. Do you want to play with me?
No, is that me?
Do you want to play a game?
I'm like a crackhead person in the back way of an alleyway, bro. Fighting with the stray cats.
At this point, I was creeped out. I didn't want to continue the game,
Oh my god.
but my curiosity got the better of me when I was taken to a different level, with the level title now saying "Hide and Seek." This time, I was in the Angel Island level from Sonic 3, and it looked like everything was on fire. And holy shit, my head hurts a bit. Not that much, but yeah.
Don't forget, I get turns 2.
What? Yeah. You get to go after me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna do it and then you do it. Tails looked as though he was scared out of his wits this time. He actually looked at me and made frantic gestures to me as if he wanted to get out of this area he was in as fast as possible. R/English, am I right? I need to take a drink of water real quick.
Oh, that's not.
I was starting to get freaked out by this. It's ironic that I'm drinking fire while Tails is in a burning area. The setting is a burning island place or whatever. Fucking. I mean, Tails was actually breaking the fourth wall, trying to tell me to get him out of there. So I pressed down on the arrow key as hard as I could, and made him run as fast as he could. Pixelated version of that creepy thing when you meet Shadow at the Ark, as Robotnik from SA2 was playing, as I made Tails trek through the desolate forest, trying to help him escape from whatever he was trying to run from. Suddenly, I heard that creepy laugh again, that awful Kafka laugh. Right after 10 seconds have passed, as I helped Tails run through the forest, and then I started seeing flashes of Sonic popping up everywhere on the screen. Again, with those black and red eyes. Red.
Red.
Oh, you do it way better.
Red.
Eh.
With those black and red eyes.
Okay, you get to do that again later. The music changed to that suspenseful drowning jingle as I see Sonic behind Tails slowly gaining up on him, flying. Sonic wasn't running, he was actually flying.
What the fuck?
The flying pose his sprite was making looked very similar to Metal Sonic's flying pose in Sonic CD. Except it was just Sonic and he had the black and red eyes again. Only this time... oh fuck. He had the most deranged looking grin on his face. He looked as though he was enjoying the torment he was giving the poor little fox as he gained up on him. Suddenly, when Tails tripped, another cutscene, the music stopped and Sonic vanished. Tails laid there and started crying for 15 seconds. Yes, I counted. Fuck you. The scene was rather upsetting to watch, and I kinda teared up myself. But then, Sonic appeared right in front of Tails, and Tails looked up in horror. Blood started to come down from those blackened eyes of Sonic's, as a grin slowly grew from his face as he looked down at the horrified fox. I could do nothing but watch. Just in a split second, Sonic lunged at Tails, right before the screen went black.
What the fuck?
There was a loud screeching noise that only lasted 5 seconds. The text returned only this time. It said, You're too slow. Want to try again? And then that god-awful laugh came with it. I was so shocked by what had happened. Did Sonic murder Tails? No, he couldn't have. He and Tails are supposed to be best friends, right? Why'd Sonic do that to him? I shook the shock off as I was brought back to the character select. The save file that had Tails was different. Tails was no longer in the box itself, but in the TV screen itself, which was flickering with that red static. Tails' expression scared me. His eyes were black and bleeding. His orange fur had gone black, and he had an expression of anguish on his face. Trying to ignore it, I picked Knuckles next. More like I fucked over Knuckles next, but we'll get to that in a minute. The laugh came again, and the screen cut to black again and stayed there for another 10 seconds. I love counting things. It's my key character trait aside from liking Sonic and being a fucking idiot. This time the level said, You can't run. Wait, you can't run. I was really freaked out by now. I couldn't really tell if this was a glitch or a hack or some kind of sick, twisted joke or anything really. But Despite my fear of what happened next, I kept playing. Ow, what the fuck? Ow. The next level looked much different. It had the ground of the scrap brain zone, but the sky background looked like the main menu. It had the dark, reddish, cloudy sky, but it was the music that creeped me out the most. It sounded like Gygas's theme right after you beat Pokey at Earthbound. I also noticed that Knuckles looked frayed, just like Tails did, though not as much more. Wait, though not as much. More rather, he looked a little he looked a little unnerved. He broke the fourth wall just like Tails. It looked as if he wasn't sure about going on, but I made him move anyway. He ran down the straight pathway in this dark level, and as he did, the screen started to flicker. Red static. The screen started to flicker red static a couple times, and then that maddening laugh came again.
What a laugh. What a laugh, bro.
Then, after a few seconds of running, I noticed several bloodstains on the metallic ground. I felt a growing sense of fear again, thinking something horrible is gonna happen to Knuckles. He looked nauseated walking down this blood-stained road, but I still kept him going.
Cool.
Suddenly, as Knuckles ran, Sonic appeared right in front of him, with those black and red eyes, and that red static appeared again. When the static vanished, showing nothing but black screen, with text saying, "Found you, found you." I was now scared. Sonic found Knuckles already. What was going on? You can hide, but you can't hide. Anyway, red static came again. Then I was back to the level. Knuckles looked like he was panicking, and Sonic was nowhere to be found. And this time, that high-pitched squealing from the Silent Hill 1's final boss was playing. Was this some kind of boss battle with Sonic? I hoped to God it wasn't, honestly. Suddenly, Sonic appeared right behind Knuckles in what appeared to be pixelated black smoke. I made Knuckles turn and then punch Sonic, but Sonic had vanished in black pixelated smoke before I could even land a hit. That terrible laugh went off again. Then Sonic appeared behind Knuckles again, and then I made him punch again, and Sonic vanished again, laughing. Knuckles was panicking even more, and even I felt like I was going crazy. Sonic was practically playing with us. He was playing a sick, twisted little mind game with me and Knuckles. Another cutscene played as Knucklehead fell to... As Knuckled fell to his knees and clutched his head, sobbing. I felt his agony. Sonic was actually driving us both crazy. Fuck you. And then, in a split second, Sonic lunged at Knuckles, and the screen went black with another distorted screeching noise that lasted for at least 3 seconds. Just at least 3. I got bored of counting after that, but I'll probably get to it again later. Fucking, of course I will. I always get to counting. Another text message appeared saying, so many numbers to count. So little time. Wouldn't you agree? So many souls to play with. So little time. Wouldn't you agree?
Is it okay if I do the voice in like a higher pitch?
For Sonic?
Like as a girl. Like so many souls to play. How little time. Wouldn't you agree?
You.
I think it sounds good. But, I mean, Sonic is so much better. I feel like a guy wants
Anyways, this is a beautiful story that has no
It's
flaws.
so much, like, 10 times better, honestly.
It's one of those moments where it's better with friends, or in my case, a sister,
Yeah.
and in your case, a brother.
Brother.
What the bloody hell? Just what is going on? I started to think Sonic was actually trying to talk to me through the game, but I was too scared to think that. I was brought back to the main menu, and this time the second firebox had Knuckles in the TV screen. His red fur had darkened to a reddish grey. His dreadlocks were dripping with blood, and his eyes were black and bleeding too. Fuck. It is. Oh wait, yeah, bleeding too. And he had a look of sadness on his face. I began to think that those are the actual characters trapped in those TV screens on the save files, but I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. So I shut off the game and took a break. I took a nap, which I hadn't, because I then began to have the most disturbing nightmare. I was in pitch black darkness, though I was under light given off by a lamp that hung high above my head. I could hear the cries of Knuckles and Tails nearby. They were saying stuff like, or one of them.
What's his tails sound like?
Hold up.
Sonic, help us. Why didn't you give us to him?
Alright, this must be. Run away before he gets you too.
Sorry.
Yeah. One of them has to be Knuckles, at least. It can't all be Tails.
I forgot what he sounded like, or what Tails sound like. Knuckles. I forgot what they all sound like. Besides Sonic.
Alright, Sonic is, haha, keep it up.
He is.
The Sonic I'm doing is, haha, keep it up. Haha, fuck you.
And Knuckles is more like,
No, Knuckles is, hey Sonic, I fucking hate you. I hope you
Tails?
die in a ditch.
Tails is kind of like a feminine.
Tails is voiced by a girl, yes.
What's that sound like?
Sonic, I'm high on crack.
Sonic, I'm high on crack. Yeah.
Alright, good enough. Their cries died out as I then heard Sonic laugh. His laugh. It sounded a lot like the distorted Kefka laugh. You're a lot of fun. You're a lot fun to play with, kid. Just like your friend Kyle. Though he didn't let. Is this story a fucking self-report?
What?
Is this story a self-report from the author? Which I'm now realizing it probably is. Because you want to know a fun thing about the original creator of Sonic.exe?
What?
You're a lot fun to play with, kid. Just like your friend Kyle, though he didn't last long.
Oh.
Think about that in the wrong context.
I mean, that's how I thought about it to begin with.
I think this story was a self-report.
You're a lot of fun to play with, kid. Just like your friend.
Don't do it in that voice.
Didn't last long.
Please, no.
You sound like a raped Kermit the Frog.
You can't.
I'm sorry, I don't usually make rape jokes. It's the only thing I can think of.
Oh boy! Alright then. I think we're gonna have to do separate recordings for the different ones.
Yeah, let's just.
Chronic Mix and Oni Rix.
Hey, you and I.
Alright, we already did this self-report of a quote right there. I was scared and looking around for the soy
For the soy sauce.
I mixed up source and voice and thus mixed them together for the source of the voice. Won't be long now until you join him and all my other friends. Mr. Ticklefingers would like to have a word with you.
This is so
I saw him walking towards me, flickering in and out in several directions. You can't run, kid. You're in my world now, just like the others.
That's all I can think of now. Just like the others.
You can't run, kid. Get over to Mr. Ticklefingers.
The others. Are we halfway through?
I don't know.
We said a 23-minute read, but we've been.
Oh fuck, I skipped ahead.
We've been for
I can skip ahead pretty far, okay.
Oh my god. Oh, we're not even halfway. We're like halfway.
You know, maybe some of that is not actually part of the story.
Wait, we should just go to a random part.
No, we continue reading.
God.
When he grabbed me, and I saw he was bleeding black and red-eyed.
Bro.
Bleeding black and red-eyed. Yeah, whatever. Grinning face. I woke up with a fright. I woke up with a fright, I did. After a couple of hours, I decided to continue playing the game while munching on some crisps.
I thought you were going to say lettuce. I don't know why.
While munching on some lettuce. Row booty hole, Nick. Alright. Yeah, I decided to continue playing the game. I don't know why, but I had to know. I had to figure out why this was happening. So I turned on the computer, turned on the game, and selected Robotnik next. I still thought that was wacky playing as Robotnik. But anyway, the level title appeared again, and this time it said Ellipsis, which I found really freaky. Stop throwing the fucking water bottle at me or I'm gonna knife you as Sonic.exe. Real, not fake. Oh. This time, I was in some kind of hallway. Didn't really look like it was from any of the classic Sonic games. Though, it has the pixelated style. The floor was shiny and checkered. The walls were dark greyish purple with animated candle lighters, and a few dark blood stains here and there. And and there was a dark red curtain hanging above on the top part of the screen. Every 12 seconds or so, I love counting, that red curtain sways very slowly. But whenever you're playing the game, you can barely see it move, then how the fuck did you know it? The music was oddly pleasant, a piano playing a rather sad yet peaceful song. But I knew better. This was the song that played in Hill Act 1, only it wasn't in reverse. Robotnik didn't look entirely nervous like Tails and Knuckles did, but he did have a suspicious look on his face as if he was just a bit paranoid. He did a little animation when I just left him standing. He turns his head to the left and then to the right at least twice, and then shrugs at me, as if he has no idea where he was or what was going on. Hey, Oni, look.
He can't see you, but
I know. I just imitated that in her general direction. Even though I was scared out of my mind about what was going to happen, I had Robotnik continue onward. He did his usual running animation. You know, when you've beaten him at the end of a classic Sonic game and you chase him. as we continued through the hallway. Then I stopped at a long flight of stairs leading downward. Now I was nervous. Even Robotnik seemed unsure of himself, though I pressed onward. As I led Robotnik down the stairs, I noticed that the walls have gotten darker and more reddish. The red torches are now an eerie blue. Then we landed into another hallway. This one was longer than the last one, or at least it felt like it. And then we headed down another flight of stairs down. This one was much longer. Took at least a 1 full minute.
Yeah, 60 fucking seconds.
Why does he count?
What the fuck, bro?
And then I heard that horrid Kifka laugh again. And then the music slowly faded until it was quiet. As it did, the walls turned more dark red, and the torches were a black flame now. When Robotnik landed onto the third hallway, I noticed he now looked really creeped out, though he tried to hide it.
How do you get that from pixelated animation? What the fuck?
Exactly!
Like, this is... What the fuck?
Fuck you, I just do it anyways. Hope and seethe.
This is like a psychologist or something.
I couldn't blame him. I was scared too. Suddenly, Sonic popped up right in front of Robotnik, the same way he did Knuckles. And then Red Static. Red Static lasted for about 15 seconds. Not seconds, second. 15 seconds. And then it showed me a most unpleasant image. Right, it did. The image showed a hyper-realistic of Sonic standing in the darkness. A hyper-realistic what of Sonic? I don't know. A hyper-realistic Sonic. Hyper-realistic of Sonic standing in the darkness where you can only see his face, while his head and torso faded into black. And when I say hyper-realistic, I mean he looked so real you could actually see the lines in his blue fur. As if you could actually feel the fur if you touched the screen. His face... Oh.
Sorry. This is so creepy. This is actually kind of creepy.
You sound like you're trying to catcall Sonic.exe.
What? What do you mean? Does he sound like that?
You sound like you're trying to catcall him. Like you're trying to get his attention as if you were trying to flirt with him. That's what I mean by catcalling. Back to the bullshit. His face. Oh god, he had the most sexy, horrifying smile I had ever seen.
Horrifying.
And that's saying something considering I saw that image at the start of the game. That has to get its own paragraph, by the way. That its own single sentence paragraph. His eyes are wide and black, and once again crying blood, which also looked hyper-realistic. And there were two small glowing red dots in those black eyes staring right at me, as if staring into my mind. His grin was wide and demonic. It literally stretched to the sides of his face like a Cheshire cat. Except Sonic had fangs. Very sharp fangs. Much like the werehog's teeth, except more vicious looking, somewhat yellowish, and from the looks of it, he had stains of blood and small bits of flesh on his lips and fangs as if he ate some animal.
What, is there a pixelated pink dot on one of his teeth? Like, what the f- sorry.
This is supposed to be high resolution image. High resolution image. This isn't pixels anymore.
We graduated.
We've evolved into vector art. We've evolved into AI. Sonic.exe has evolved. It is now an apps. It is now Sonic.nft. That's a bad joke.
Sonic, this was supposed to be a 23-minute read. We've been here for an hour.
We have, haven't we?
Yeah. Bro.
And we still are gonna read it again with you.
Yeah, and there's.
Do you still want to do it again? Alright.
Well, I really want to read it.
Alright, let's do that and then we can both go the fuck to sleep.
Okay.
I stared at that gruesome image for a good 30 seconds
What the?
and never taking my eyes off it. I felt as if he was looking
No,
actually.
he's looking and he's
act-
going 1, 2,
As
3.
if he was actually looking at me, smiling at me. That face. It took just 10 seconds for it to etch itself into my brain for
in
good.
like a really high anxiety-inducing situation where like you're about to get murdered and you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, I did 6. Like,
We did it!
we did it.
Yeah, baby!
This is like a challenge. Like keep looking. 8, 9.
Then, the screen flickered with red static again 3 times. Yes, I counted the flickering of the red static. And on the 3rd time, I heard the Kefka laugh. Wait, except this time it sounded distorted. Demonic even. We do it at the same time. Perfect. It went back to the image again, except this time there was the text again. Though it was messed up, because it had pretty much one of the most horrifying things since I had this game. Where the fuck did that puppet thing go? There it went. The club. And here's the kicker line. I am God.
God.
Very sane. It was then when I read that message while looking at Sonic, when it hit me. I realized right then and there and then, after shitting myself about 25 times exactly, and then pissing myself 3.5 times, that Sonic was a monster, a pure evil, sadistic. You didn't say sadistic, you said seductive.
No, I said sadistic.
I know, I was making a joke.
It took me a second. Holy.
It took you a second to realize what I was joking about. All powerful, nightmarish, demented monster. Why the fuck are you crushing that water bottle between your thighs like it's a watermelon?
Watermelon crushers.
Eh. That was out of pocket. I'm sorry.
Good, my bad.
Alright.
Crush.
Back to this.
Watermelon sugar.
And all of his victims, including Tails, Nichols, Robotnik, and possibly Kyle. Or just
Can't forget about Kyle.
not Dobby. And possibly Dobby are just his little toys.
Dobby.
The game is the very gateway into his chaotic, nightmarish world, and the very hell his victims are trapped in.
Dobby.
Suddenly, in an actual split second, I screamed as Sonic lunged at the screen, screeching loudly, with his mouth wide open to an unnatural length, revealing nothing but a literal spiraling abyss of pure darkness. Before the red static came again, this time much louder and distorted. So loud that it hit my ears.
Oh my god.
You see what's coming up, don't you? I yelled and grabbed my ears as the red static screeched for a good 7 seconds.
Cause I counted. Is it Dobby gave you the sock, or is it or Dobby was given?
Master has given Dobby a sock.
Yeah.
Then it stopped. Then it stopped, and showed nothing but a black screen. As I sat there staring at the black screen, one last text came up. Ready for round two, Tom? The Kefka laugh, now sounding more clear, as if Sonic was right behind me, played again 3 times as I looked at that text in shock and confusion. And now I'm gonna get right behind my sister while I do this. Yeah, 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 yeah.
It tickled me. Tickled me wrong.
Imagine you're just vibing in your room and then you just hear like right next to you and while you're in your bed, like you didn't notice me come in or anything, and I just go, yeah, 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 yeah.
Upload in the socket.
Like you're just, oh, women!
Bruh.
Like you're just sleeping peacefully and then you you wake up to yeah, 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 and that's your alarm clock.
I would murder you.
I replace your alarm clock with just me sitting there going, yeah, 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 yeah. That or I just replace it with the actual Kefka laugh. Oh, what? Okay. That's a surefire way to drown. Then, I got put into the main menu. And this time, what? Can you not swallow?
I'm not a quitter. I'm not a spitter. Don't touch me.
For context, I just tried to squeeze her cheeks. Her face cheeks. I I should emphasize her face cheeks. Oh, this is going on YouTube, and I'm gonna get canceled over this, aren't I?
No subscribers.
I have 30 something. Last I checked.
Can't get canceled with 30 subscribers. Continue.
Then I got booted back to the main menu. And this time, the third save file had a TV image of Robotnik in the same tormented state as Tails and Knuckles. Robotnik's skin turned a dull grey. His mustache drooped and had blackened. His glasses broke, and blood is coming from them, and he had a mere dead-like expression on his face. I looked at Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik, and I cried a bit. I pitied them for the pleasure they're going through. I pitied them for the agony they're going through. They were forever trapped within the game, forever tormented by that horrid hedgehog. It always will be, because Eggman can't make that delectable hedgehog stew. Then the computer shut itself off. I couldn't turn it back on no matter what I did. I sat there for maybe 25 seconds, horrified by what had just happened. Sonic is the very embodiment of evil. He tortures people who play his game in more ways than one. And then when he gets bored, he drags you into the game. Literally drags you to hell, where he can play with you always. As his toy.
In like an old pixelated game. Sorry.
As his toy. For one, I'm not your stepbrother. I'm your full brother.
Have you never heard it?
Oh, I know. I've heard it.
Okay.
I've been on the internet.
Like it though? A little bit?
I hope. I'd like to think not, but I haven't heard it in a while, and I'd rather not akin my sister to the "What are you doing, step bro?" thing. Oh, thank you. No, don't.
Hold on.
It's a symmetry thing. Half on one side, half on the other.
Oh, I didn't see it.
With the center, there's 4 of them, so it's half and half. Anyways, I can't get the game out of my computer. I think it's stuck in there. But at least I managed to turn it back on now. After I sat there for 25 seconds, I heard a voice right behind me, like a whisper. Try to keep this interesting for me, little Tommy.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, or is this just me?
I turned around to see where the voice came from, and what I saw made me scream. Sitting on my bed, staring right at me, was a Sonic plushie, smiling with blood stains under its eyes.
Yummy. Yum, yum, yum.
It ends with a fucking Sonic plushie.
Wait, that's the end?
That's the end. That's the end.
No, no, no. No, no, no.
Final thoughts on this reading?
So stupid.
The entire thing is stupid.
Wait, my turn, my turn.
Alright, but
Over, Bessie.
no, but first, I'm ending the
Oh,
recording.
yeah. See ya. Thanks for
Hold
listening
up.
to our nonsense. Now let's sit in awkward silence, besties.
Alright, hold up. Let me just stop recording. Goodbye, this is a minute. This is an hour and 5 minutes.